often hear from turners who want to make lamps, and what they want to do is drill a long hole through a piece of wood from one end to the other to pass the cable up through. And proper long hole boring kits are very, very expensive. So if you want to make a lamp, it's kind of out your pocket range. But I was in B&Q, which is a big box DIY store in the UK, and they had these drill bits. This one was actually in a broken packet because somebody already bought it and returned it, and it was £4, but they were only £6 or so on the shelf new. This is 400mm long, and it's a 10mm drill bit. Now, if I'm going to use something like this, A, it's going to have a handle on it, and B, I always start with a standard bit in my tailstock to get myself centered. I have deliberately gone for a very dodgy square-in chuck mount here to make sure that if it works in this, it'll work in anything, basically. The lathe is on slow, that's 350 RPM. Normally, I would, if you're going to use this in the Jacobs chuck, I would say you don't want those threads on there. They will pull the chuck out of the morse taper. That's not how this is going to be used, so I'm going to leave them on and see what happens. As you can see, very square. So that's success. When you're making a handle, anything will do. A bit of old table leg, a bit of pine, whatever. But my view is, if I'm making a handle, it's me that's going to be using it. And I happen to have lots of bits of nice wood here. Might as well make it out of something nice. So I'm going to be using this bit of sapele. And the first thing to do is to make a hole in it. This hole is where the drill bit, which I put down somewhere, there it is. It's going to go into the handle. So it's going to be quite a deep hole on this one. Right up to about there. And because I have them, I'm going to have a nice brass ferrule on it. And it's going to be a nice little handle. I shall polish it as well, because I can. So here we go. I know that the drill bit is a 10mm, so let's have a 10mm hole. I also learnt from my experiment that you have to pull the drill bit a bit to get it back out again. And normally I just go for a tight fit on my handles, but on this one I will epoxy it. And you might say, why are you drilling the hole first? I'm drilling the hole first because I want it to be in the middle. Possibly loosen the chuck and tighten it up again, but in fact this is perfect fit, so I'm not going to bother. I now have my hole exactly centered and ready to roll. Chuck a bit of speed on there, it's not that fast. This tool is for me, so I will make it to my hand. So the ferrule's going to be about there. Back of my hand is about there. It's going to be that big, approximately. This is the Ashley's round skew. Makes a great peeling cut. I want this to be a tight fit, so I will press fit this on. So that's good enough. Just check my depth, that's good. I like Sorby handles. I like that I've got a hand-sized bulge there. But obviously it's not appropriate for this. What I want on this one is another bulge at the back. So when I pull the drill out, I'm pulling against something. So if I lay this on here and rough it out, I've got a bit of a taper going on from there. Just comes to about there. And then I want to change the shape there. Shorten that bit, get the shape I want. I'm going to go back to the skew because I can. So I'm not going to use any glue on it. I'm just going to use the tailstock to push it into place. Very nearly there. I've just realised I forgot an important detail. All of my Torby handles have these lines on them. It won't be a true rip-off if I don't put something in there. So we'll just go like that. Give them a bit of a burn with the burning wire. Now it's a Torby rip-off handle. So all we have to do now is take it off and glue our drill bit into place. There's my handle. Put it in front of the camera would help. There's my handle. And my drill bit. And I'm not going to do it on camera, but I'm going to use 5-minute epoxy and just glue that into there. So that's it done. Can't do anything with that now for, well, I would leave it 24 hours. I mean, it's a 5-minute epoxy, but that's just to first set and stage. So I would leave it 24 hours now to set properly before I used it. And I will use it tomorrow and record that and tack it on the end of this video. But yeah, one very cheap that's 35 centimeters of drilling's bit. So as long as my lamps aren't bigger than that, I can make a lamp with that. Hello again. Right, it's tomorrow now, and my epoxy glue in here is nice and dry. I have a nice big handle, and let's give it a go. Bit of an odd view for you, but the two cameras show Jacob's chuck and the spinning wood. We'll change that in a bit once we've done the first. Now it is. That was the end that was in the chuck. That's where the drill came out, where the drill went in. I think we can say that was a success, straight through. Okay, brig's changed. Now, this is an unnecessary step in this case because that hole is so close to centre of both ends. However, if the hole's wandered slightly, if you've got a dead centre, and a live centre, and you put those in the two holes, then you can run your lathe and recut yourself a tenon. And that tenon, of course, is now absolutely parallel to the hole through the centre. So you can go ahead and cut your lamp, and you've got a cable length right the way through, no problem at all. It's a piece of ash, and I bored a 10mm hole in the middle of it, but not all the way through. It's actually 3 centimeters deep in a 4 centimeter piece of wood. So that's 4 centimeters by just over 6 inches, 150 centimeters, 150 millimeters rather. Handle, which if you're a bit concerned about the grip on my preferred handle, is an option. I think I'd say with this, if the drill catches with a T-handle, that is going to spin, possibly. So make sure your lathe is at the right speed and it doesn't catch. Or you make sure your grip is such that you can get out of the way of it. But it's an option. I prefer this type. That's it. Won't fit in that camera. You get the idea. Okay, thanks for watching. Please, if you enjoyed it, hit the like and subscribe. And
Hi, Arthur here. Please like the video and subscribe to his channel.